Hello, goblins and ghouls. Toon Jam. Goosebumps. Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Toon Jam. I am Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And it is All Hallows Eve.
Ooh.
Too spooky for us. Yes, it's Halloween here at Toon Jam, and also for everyone all over the world,
Yes,
I suppose.
well,
I don't know if it's all over the world.
No, but for those who celebrate, maybe you have a pumpkin lit in your
oh yes,
in your home. Maybe the room right now is silent, but for the sounds of our voices, lit only by
the sound of our voices and the sound of the dead.
Too spooky.
Too spooky indeed. So, with it being such a momentous spooky occasion,
Yes.
we've decided to use a momentous spooky topic. And today we are covering the tales from the Cryptkeeper, or the new tales from the Cryptkeeper.
Depending on which.
Depending on
countries,
which.
maybe.
Oh no, that was the later one, wasn't it?
Ah,
I think it's just Tales from the Cryptkeeper.
Tales from the Cryptkeeper. It is.
So, let me just get a little bit of info for you here. It began in '93
Good, yeah.
and ran until '94, and then later we had the new Tales from the Cryptkeeper, which is, '99.
Mm-hmm.
But this, it's all '90s anyway. It's all part of the same thingy, and it's actually based on comic books.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt, and later a HBO series, which was a live action one, which was a bit like a Goosebumpsy,
Yeah.
probably a bit more adult than Goosebumps, but still not like,
Terrifying.
I don't think they're dropping the F-bomb at any
Yeah.
point in there or anything like that. It's Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
It was hosted by a sort of a dead man.
Yeah, undead.
The
kind
Crypt
of.
Keeper it was, and he would tell stories that would much like things like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, those kind of shows where each story sort of was almost like they were teaching someone a lesson.
Yeah.
So it was a horror story with a moral.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite a cool little thingy.
Yeah, a little twist.
Yeah. So the episode we chose was All the Gory Details, which
sounds spooky already.
which is sort of a take on a Frankenstein type story, isn't it? Do you want to kick us off with a bit of plot line?
So the main character is she's a journalist, a
hotshot young female journalist,
a budding news reporter
Yes.
who is trying to get like the latest break and trying to discover something about this doctor she hears so much about.
Who's gone missing.
Yeah.
Or something
Something
kooky's going on with the doctor.
Something untoward has happened to the doctor, and so she's going to go and find out. But she ends up getting accompanied by
this guy.
Yeah, a guy who is Mr. Clump, I believe his name.
Yeah, Clump.
Yeah, and he thinks he is the apex of news reporters.
Absolute extreme journalist.
He's got his hat and he's got his trench coat, and but that's
And
pretty much all he's got as far as.
Other than that, he's only equipped with sexist,
Yeah, he's just
old-fashioned
5-star misogyny
morals and ways,
Yeah.
like big time. Constantly calling her things like toots and
skirt.
What is it? He just darling and honey and
all those
things, and she's not happy about it.
No, she is. No,
there's quite a heavy sort of coverage of how he's sexist in this. It's
very obvious.
That's almost where the moral of the story lies. Which I think is interesting for something at this point.
Oh yeah,
you don't really get that often, do you?
No,
so that was,
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't something that was.
It's one thing to have a strong female role model,
Mm.
but this actually addressed sexism.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up, like
this guy was atypical.
It was like this is like the old straight white male that has tarnished everyone ever since.
Yeah.
Mr. Clump, you can blame him.
Mr. Clump, yeah.
For everything.
And so they squeeze into the car because he's a heavy set guy.
Yeah.
And
he's a very weird proportion, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's like they've just made him slightly too big. It just doesn't seem to fit in any scene.
No. He's
a bit weird.
Yeah, he's very chunky in weird places.
Yeah.
And so they head on up to this town, which is like the last place that Dr. Clump, the doctor was seen. They go on up with plenty of jibes about being a woman along the way. And eventually come across this town, and so they ask around to try and find out what's been going on with the doctor.
Yeah.
But the town seems to be filled with people who are just
absolutely obsessed with this well, aren't they?
Yeah,
there's a new well in
like
town.
Jed McFarlane's well.
Yeah.
But
like as well, he won't ask anyone, will he?
No.
He's trying to remain as undercover as possible.
Yeah,
and she's just like, I'm trying to ask him, and he's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, he seems to he's sticking to this old-fashioned way of reporting, whereby you never ask anyone anything directly. No. It's all secretive. It's all under the table.
Yeah,
and he seems to think that bribing people is going to be the way to get them to talk, whereas she's being a lot more direct and a lot more sensible.
Like there's a whole scene where he bribes a kid with $50.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
like
full on gyps him over.
Yeah.
And then he tries to take the money back, but then the kid's dog.
Yeah, it starts yapping.
Going for him, and he's just having a bad time.
Yeah.
His methods are not working.
They are not working
at all.
They are old and
old-fashioned, obsolete. Yes.
And so they ask around the town, but it's a boring town, isn't it? Like there's not a lot going on. Jed McFarlane's well keeps coming up because
that's how little is going on in this town. It's just the well is big news.
That is like everyone they ask, they're like, oh boy, you better check
out old Jed's well. And he's getting pretty miffed off with old Jed's well.
He's not happy about that.
Yeah.
He seems to think that there's something else is going on around here. So they continue doing a little bit of reporting. They ask the old guys that seem to be frequenting the bars. They ask the young kids that are on the streets, and no one seems to really give up anything. It's not until they're having another argument between themselves that she notices something a bit peculiar going on, and someone drives past in a car.
He's like loading shopping into his car, isn't he?
Yeah,
and he's clearly like, he looks like Lurch, but with ginger hair.
Yeah, it's really like tall, like bulky, very sort
bizarre looking man. Yeah, he doesn't look normal.
So,
and then he drives up to this really unassuming, massive haunted house on the hill.
So obviously nothing's going on here.
Yeah,
and they continue to investigate. So she's not so sure about the legality of them going straight in, but obviously Mr. Know-It-All, he's
Captain
like
Clump.
Yeah,
who, can I just say as well, has an alarming amount of gas in his system.
Oh yeah.
Every second he has a chance, he burps.
He's got digestive problems. He needs to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Which is just another thing that adds to this vision of him as
he's a creep, and
he's not
he's not
pleasant
yeah,
person.
you don't want to know him.
He decides that we're just going to go straight in, so he climbs up. He gets a boost off her up to the window and goes straight in, and they decide to go wander around this clearly haunted mansion.
Super haunted.
Yeah,
this is. I mean, if you think today is spooky, this is spooky.
Like when the builders came, they were like, "We want this place to look super spooky, please."
Yeah.
So they went and ordered like special spooky bricks that are all at weird jaunty angles.
Way too spooky. Way too spooky.
It's built in to the framework of the house. And when they go in, it's full of old stuff. I'm sure a grandfather clock falls on somebody.
Spook chic. The house is very...
yeah. It's coming back now. It's coming back.
Yeah.
They enter, go down a series of tunnels thanks to like secret passageways and stuff.
Yeah, because it's spooky. It naturally has them.
You've got to have the secret passageway built in to the house.
No other way.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how it's done. And they go down into like the basement-y sort of lair where there's lots of these sort of unconscious people just
it's like
about.
If you imagine Frankenstein under the sheets.
Yeah.
This is like 20 Frankensteins in one room.
That's it. It's
extreme Frankenstein.
It's
an extreme version.
Extreme
so that's someone watched Frankenstein and was like, I don't think one of these guys is enough. And then they watched The Bride of Frankenstein, like, still not doing it for me. These guys are just, there need to be more.
This guy liked two things. One was Frankenstein. Two was multiplication.
Yeah.
And he put those two. He put those two together.
Yeah. All the gory details.
So
right here.
All of these bodies, the room is littered with these bodies, and suddenly lightning, which has been happening throughout the whole episode.
Very stormy place.
Yeah.
Because it adds to the spook.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good lightning flash. Good big old roll of thunder to sort of get the
to really
shake up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the animators just must have really liked doing that thing where they turn everything black and white for a second.
Yeah, like flash.
Yeah, little flash.
Yeah.
So that happens again, but this time they are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Big time.
And all these dormant bodies, they rise up. And
for saying there's so many of them, because they all start going after him, don't they? Like that. This is it now. They're being chased. But for saying there's so many, they love showing that one guy with like, who's got like 10 fingers.
Yeah.
And it's just constantly his hand like
reaching.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Fingers. And so
he reaches.
Clump escapes, doesn't he?
Yeah. He
gets out. He runs away,
and he closes her in, like she's locked inside basically in this tunnel.
Yeah.
About to get pants done by all these monsters.
Yeah.
When at the last minute he actually does something good and pulls her through. Yeah.
But it's only to get the camera.
Yeah.
Because he wanted proof of it. They come out anyway.
Yeah.
They all come through. But it turns out, twist.
Oh.
They're just trying to get the camera.
That's it. That's all they want.
They just want to live peacefully.
They just want to live a peaceful life away
They're not
from nosy people.
They're freaks on the outside, not on the inside.
That's it.
They just they want to live a private life here in this quiet town. They're obviously not harming anyone.
No.
They're sleeping in the day anyway.
That's it.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
But Clump,
he's not happy about that.
He wants the story.
He wants the
He thinks he's going to make it famous.
Yeah.
And they're not happy about it.
No.
She's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. She's on board.
Leave these people.
She hands the camera away, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then he's like, right, so we're gonna tell the story, and that's how we're gonna get it. Yeah. And she's like, nope.
No, and she leaves him there. He's like, fine, I'm in my own way home. And then, I mean, if that twist wasn't enough, flipping heck, this one knocked me off me seat. So he goes to the town, and he's like, I need to get a phone or something. I can't remember what he says. But then he starts finding out that actually everyone in the town is sewed up in. They've all got like stitches on them. Even the flipping dog.
Yeah, even the dog.
All of them.
They're all creations of Doctor whatever his name is.
And then in another twist. I mean, this is more.
We're 3 twists down now.
This is like more twists and turns than a Helter Skelter here.
Yeah.
This is insane. We cut to him later, and he's living there with his neck sewn up.
Oh.
and he says something about not having a brain.
Yeah.
They've obviously taken his brain out.
He's now another one of the residents that just sits around chatting about the old times all day, and so we're left.
And he gets. It's quite good because she gets away. She's fine. She's done the right thing.
Yeah.
He's taught a lesson.
Yeah.
Morals.
The end.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam. So, after watching that spooky episode of Tales from the Cryptkeeper, we're gonna rate this mother up.
Yeah.
So we've got thumbs up, bone-chatteringly good.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Too spooky.
Too spooky. And shaky middle is it's a lot. Oh, is it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, where do you lie upon the Cryptkeeper?
Well, I think the portrayal of the everyday man was, hopefully dated now, but I'd say fairly accurate to some extent, which is quite intriguing. I thought the lightning flashes, the colour palette, even because there was some like nice neon moments when they were in the hotel and stuff. It was very spooky, very spooky.
Very spooky.
The tale itself was intriguingly spooky.
Yeah.
And the many twists at the end just added to the spooks, multiple spookification there at the end.
Yeah.
But
was it too spooky?
So, judging by that, I'm gonna only able to say really that it's a thumbs up from me.
A thumbs up.
Yeah.
I thought you were going that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But what say you?
Well, interesting. This to me straddled a fine line between ratings, because I liked the episode. The story was good. It had a good atmosphere. The animation was quite poor, and it's sort of, when it just doesn't move much sometimes, and the camera sort of scrolls and no one's moving.
Yeah.
Because it's like they haven't got the budget to animate it completely. That being said, I thought it had a very good message, and it was good for. It's always good when they have a moral in it. Like there's a few we've watched where they've got a moral. This is very heavy-handed on its moral.
Yeah.
However, I am still going to be a thumbs up. Because I do like the spooky. Yeah. The spooky shows. It was spooky. It was cool to watch. Obviously, with it being Halloween, it was cool to watch something spooky. And it's like, oh, maybe I'll watch a few more of these, see what they're like. And it did feel like, it was an original story. I was genuinely like, oh, the whole town. Yeah. I didn't see that coming.
No, that's pretty cool.
And it's cool. Like it plays like a classic horror way. He gets taught a lesson in the end, and she's all right. And it's like, we've sort of covered. There's other ones. I did love Goosebumps and stuff, but this is. I'm surprised we've not come across it before, because the 90s were full of spookiness. Yeah, it was like there was so many horror shows. Yeah. That it's weird that we've done Aerial Monsters and we've talked about the presence, but there's more. There's way more than just that, and it is weird that it's disappeared. Yeah, because watching this was fun, and it was like, oh yeah.
I wonder why that was. Like I suppose like the horror of like late 80s, like the slashers and stuff came about, and then maybe there was a bit more appeal of it. But there was lots of spooky shows, like and I think as well. Another thing about the show that I thought was really good was like the Cryptkeeper himself is quite cool.
Yeah,
to have that dynamic of
yeah,
like
you didn't
him,
really talk about him. And
no,
he's like,
but he's telling you the story or whatever, and he has this whole situation with. Like,
well, and there's somewhere he even gets involved in the stories. Like there's one with like a horrible doll that's a bit of like a Chucky type thing, or like Slappy the Dummy, and it's like it's horrible. But he sends the doll to the person,
right?
Sort of thing. So he is part of the story as well, and he's telling the stories, and he is a good character as well. Like, you kind of wish he was in it a bit more.
Definitely.
Because he's dropping puns every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah,
he's got like some big puns. I wrote some of them down because I was like, oh man, cannot get. So it was like, there was loads of news ones at the start.
Yeah.
And he's like, extra, reap all about it.
Yeah.
It's time. Maybe I should just bite the bulletin and tell you all about it. There was so. And just like when he was telling the stories, like, anyway, scare was I?
Yeah, it's
they don't even fit, but they were funny, and it was
there's
like
loads of them.
Yeah.
And because is it like the Vault Keeper or something? There's like another keeper.
Yeah, there's like a
rival,
opposing keeper who's clearly crap as well.
Yeah.
I was like gutted when he came along.
I know.
Get out of the way. He's just like a monk.
Yeah.
Like a bad monk.
So he's kind of got his own situation going on.
Yeah.
But he was really funny, the Cryptkeeper. I like how he attacked him with Slime magazine at the end as well. And I was like, oh yeah, this is some good stuff. Yeah. It's not just slime, but
no.
Yeah, he's that this type of show doesn't really.
It's weird.
You don't really get it, do you?
No.
Like, and I think.
I mean, they've had like the Goosebumps film.
Yeah.
They've got a second one coming out this year. They've got that that clock in the wall or thing film.
Yeah.
Another horror film for kids. Maybe
it's back.
Maybe it's coming back.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how much longer can we ride the superhero wave?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
There's got to be something to replace it. Why not bring back the ghoulies?
Because I mean, the superheroes. I mean, they are being aimed at that crowd, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are the kid crowd. So it's like, what else do they want? And
it's different. It was cool to watch something scary that was fun and interesting. Like these characters are actually like the Cryptkeeper and like Slappy the Dummy and all these cool characters that you remember. It wasn't just like necessarily a good story, but it had the good characters as well, and they stuck with you and things like that. You don't see them in much really anymore.
There's something about like a scary character that kind of sticks with you, isn't there? Like like if you look at like things like Star Wars and that, like Vader, like the villains and stuff have always got like, there's something like, they might be a little bit spooky, but there's some sort of appeal to that. And like,
I mean, how much do you think is the sort of horror films at the moment? Well, now we're sort of making a return to, sort of, we've had It last year. It was really popular. And that's a monster. Like it's a clown, but it's a monster. Whereas before it was just slasher sort of films, and there's not going to be any kids watching those kind of films.
That's it. Yeah, we went through like that phase where so many of it was just like, it was ghosts or demons, or it was just this. There was no character there to sort of be like, oh, that's the thing,
It's it was just like either
some
it was
abstract,
like a murderer, or like you. I mean, I don't know, something like you're not going to have Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No.
It's not something kids can watch and be like, oh, I like that film.
Yeah.
Because it's horrible.
It's just extreme.
Yeah, and whereas you need those ones that are like,
somewhere in the
middle. A kid could probably shouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
But they could watch it.
Yeah.
And be like, I've seen it. Like those kids that watched them when they shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
There was always them at school and made you want to watch it.
That's it. Yeah.
Because they've got these.
It's got that appeal, hasn't it? Like, it's like you're not really supposed to be treading. I think that's what makes the horror kid shows more appealing, is that like
it comes down. Maybe it's because they can make so many different things now. It's like we were saying the other week with Rocco about the sort of, because they had these adult cartoons that were also kids cartoons.
Yeah.
You've got that merge that makes them special.
Yeah.
Whereas when now you can watch an adult cartoon and a kids cartoon, and it almost takes away the charm, because it's either too adult or too kiddie. Yeah. Whereas now, and that's the same with horror films. You can. a whole family can watch horror and it can ruin a kid's life for ages.
Yeah.
But then you'll look back and you'll be like, actually, it wasn't that bad. It was
Yeah.
just because the fact that it could scare you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Because some of them you would be like, no, a kid shouldn't watch Saw.
That's
Do you know what I mean? A kid should not watch
Yeah.
something like that where
It's too much. Yeah.
yeah, it is just too much. Whereas these things are like actual just monsters.
Yeah.
They're not real, but they're just as scary.
That's it.
So, who knows? Maybe we'll
Maybe we're on
return
the
it.
cusp of yeah.
And that'd be nice. I'd like to see some more monster themes, and especially on this Halloween night, spooky
and goblins and ghosties.
So thank you once again, my gargoyles and grimwolves. Hope you've enjoyed this spooky spectacular episode, and if you liked it, please rate and review us. Also, check out our Patreon. Get some extra stuff for your $1. So until next time, stay spooky. Too spooky.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to Toon Jam. And if you want to continue to help us out, you can help us by jumping over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. And if you can rate and review us everywhere you listen to your podcasts, so on iTunes or on the Android apps, that'll be a massive help too. Thank you, and stay jammy.